Batman had a secret weapon so dangerous, he only used it once to dismantle the entire Justice League. What he did to Superman will change how you see their friendship forever. You have to stick until the end to see the one move that proves Batman was always holding back. This is the fight DC does not want you to remember. The night cracked open with the sound of engines cutting across foreign skies. Batman piloted the jet low and precise, breaking into airspace above an alternate Japan that was not his own, not anyone's, a twisted reflection molded by someone's cruel imagination. The neon bled into the clouds, washing the city in an unholy glow. But before he could even set his eyes on the ground below, the water beneath exploded. A streak of force and arrogance burst upward, Aquaman. Not the noble king of Atlantis, not the reluctant ally he knew. This version was savage, half gangster, half pirate, dripping in chains, a bandana clenched around his forehead like a soldier in some underworld clan. He rose with laughter and fury, blasting Batman's jet out of the sky like it was sport. The jet spiraled downward, alarms screaming in Bruce's ears. He yanked controls, fought to stabilize, but the Sea King wasn't letting go. Aquaman burst from the waves again, his arm cocked with that wild confidence. Batman braced himself, knowing he couldn't win here, not yet. Then, out of nowhere, salvation cut through the chaos. Wonder Woman. She descended like a blade from heaven, her shield sparking against Aquaman's first blow. For the second time in mere seconds, she became his wall. But the world didn't let them breathe. A construct of sickly emerald light materialized out of the night, hard and merciless, and the Green Lantern of this twisted dimension stepped forward. Not the soldier of old Bruce remembered. This one dripped contempt, her constructs like weapons made for cruelty, not justice. Diana snarled and met her head-on, deflecting an emerald blast that shook the ground beneath them. And as if the universe were mocking the idea of order, Aquaman ripped a tuna straight from the water and hurled it at Diana like some deranged weapon. She caught it midair, spun it with godlike grace, and sent it crashing back into his face with enough force to rattle his teeth. She rushed forward, shield leading, smacking him down with the ease of someone disciplining a child. But Aquaman was never one to play fair. While she tangled with him, he lunged for Batman, trying to finish the fallen knight while Diana's eyes were elsewhere. She blocked him again. 2 times in the same fight, she denied death like it was nothing. The fight devolved into madness. Lantern looped behind Diana, wrapping her construct blade around the Amazon's throat. Aquaman lunged again, chaos swirling. And in the middle of this storm, laughter cut through like broken glass. Harley Quinn. Out of nowhere, she stumbled into the chaos with her bat, swinging for the lantern. But comedy turned tragedy fast. Lantern swatted her away like a joke. Harley hit dirt, coughing blood, but her interference drained Lantern's focus long enough for Diana to rip free. The villains retreated, snarling promises of later carnage. And only then did Batman hear the whispers of what this world had become. A Japan corrupted into something unrecognizable. A land not of history, but of manipulation. Ra's al Ghul had rewired time itself with a forbidden device, bending reality so that he ruled a criminal empire with the Justice League enslaved as his enforcers. Every hero bent, every oath shattered. Batman flew toward his lab, mind racing. But as the jet cut through the night, something ripped across his radar. Fast, violent, unnatural. A beam of red carved the dark, and suddenly the air filled with fire. The jet lurched, explosions shuddering through its frame. He looked up, and there he was, Superman, or something that wore his skin. A face carved harder, eyes colder, a man without compass or restraint. The Kryptonian slammed into the jet, tearing it apart like a child crushing a toy. With one hand, he gripped the frame, snarling down at Batman. "What say you, stranger? You think you can wear those colors in my hood?" His voice dripped venom, the arrogance of a god who had forgotten mercy. "Clark," Batman hissed, searching for the man he knew. "My name isn't Clark," the thing replied, teeth flashing. "Call me Young Steve." The jet split apart, Bruce's son clinging to the back seat as metal screamed around them. Death closed in, and then chaos, uninvited but strangely welcome. The Joker. The clown of all people launched a missile at Superman's face. It detonated in a blossom of fire, but the Kryptonian walked through it without a scratch. He ripped the jet into pieces and hurled them across the sky, demolishing Joker's entire setup in one contemptuous strike. Harley, poor Harley, was left behind as bait, facing a god alone. Superman's ice breath froze her in place, his fist cocked back for a final, shattering blow. But once again, Diana intervened. For the third time in one night, she caught death mid-swing, blinded the Kryptonian with a flash, and dragged Harley from his grip. The safe house took them in, but safety was a word that had long lost its meaning. Meanwhile, the shadows moved darker. Ra's al Ghul kidnapped Damian Wayne, pulling Bruce's son deeper into his web. Aquaman surfaced again, challenging Diana directly, their old grudges boiling into raw violence. She tried to reach him, to remind him of honor, but he laughed in her face. With a roar, he struck, and they collided like titans. But once again, Lantern interrupted, holding Diana's allies hostage with cruel green chains. Harley swung her bat at Lantern again, madness repeating itself, but the result was the same. Humiliation. Pain. Aquaman seized the moment. His hands gripped Diana's face, crushing her as if she were prey. He dragged her across the battlefield like a conqueror, hauling her into another place entirely. Every blow landed harder, more vicious, as if he carried the rage of an entire empire in his fists. Batman struck back with his jet, slamming into Lantern, who shredded it with constructs until Nightwing dragged her into the waves. Bruce hurled his craft at Aquaman, diving through the air, rope snapping around the king's arm. They plummeted together into the sea's abyss. Aquaman sneered, thinking no one could beat him in his home. But Batman had prepared. An ultrasonic barrier tore through the water, shattering the king's advantage. Electricity ripped the ocean apart, splitting hydrogen from oxygen, recombining into explosions that turned the waves into fire. Aquaman roared, thrashing, but every trap pulled tighter. He clawed upward, only to be caught in Diana's lasso, dragged back down into defeat. Above, Nightwing faced Lantern in a battle that exploded into Dragon Ball chaos. Constructs against shadows, energy blasts against feints. Lantern conjured giant dice, hurling them with gambler's madness, but Nightwing tricked her, striking with tranquilizer darts from the shadows. The Lantern crashed, writhing, beaten not by strength, but by precision. But the world wasn't done breaking its heroes. The Flash arrived, not Barry as they knew him, but a corrupted Echo enslaved by Ra's al Ghul, forced to run as a living battery for his time-warping machine. Red Hood and Nightwing tore through the streets, Flash hunting them like death itself. They wove through alleys, scraped between buildings with impossible stunts, trying to outrun the fastest man alive. But Flash doubted, questioned, faltered. Reality slipped. He realized he had been in a simulation, his mind twisted. Staggering free, he reached for water, but the moment he paused, a dart sank into his neck. Tranquilizer. He crumpled like a marionette with its strings cut. But there was no pause. Superman descended, splitting a parking lot in half with lasers. Tranquilizers failed. Missiles failed. Red Hood and Nightwing tumbled toward death, until Batman slammed the Batmobile into the Kryptonian at full speed. Superman shook it off like dust. Diana arrived again, her fourth intervention, pulling Jason and Private Part from destruction. The final battle loomed. Superman smashed through the Batmobile, gripping Bruce with godlike rage. Wonder Woman attacked, only to be hurled into a building, her body folding under impossible force. Batman activated failsafes, transforming the Batmobile into monstrous forms. A dinosaur, a mech, each ripped apart by Superman's hands. Every invention shredded, every plan tested. They fought through the city, smashing into a sinkhole, colliding with the weight of gods. Bruce staggered, armor breaking, bones threatening to give. Superman ripped at him, relentless. For a moment, it seemed over. But then the plan revealed itself. Every shard of Batman's broken suit had been positioned, angled, reflecting light in such a way that it recreated Krypton's sun. The god stumbled, his power drained. Batman surged, fists like sledgehammers, striking Superman with unrelenting fury. Combinations cracked against Kryptonian flesh. Judo throws slammed him into stone. Every ounce of rage and preparation unleashed. Superman clawed back, grabbing a rock, shattering one of the devices. Power surged back into his veins. He wound up for a god-life-taker blow. Bruce let him. He wanted him strong. Just as expected, Batman whispered, slipping kryptonite brass knuckles over his fists. The punch came, reality shook, and Batman countered, slamming the green fist across Superman's jaw. Blow after blow landed, until the god collapsed, beaten into silence. Bruce stood over him, chest heaving. "The Superman I know isn't a coward," he spat. Then he turned away, recalibrating the dampeners, and marched into the shadows to reclaim his son from Ra's al Ghul. The war was not over. But in this world of broken heroes and twisted gods, one truth remained. Batman's were never ended, and no one, god or man, would ever drag him from it. Do you think Batman's victory here proves he can truly take down the Justice League anytime? Was it strategy, luck, or just pure brutality? Who impressed you most in this chaos? Bruce with his plan, or Diana saving lives over and over? Share your take in the comments, and make sure you subscribe for more insane battles pulled from DC's darkest corners.